Welcome to Health Coach for Women, a podcast where we explore alternative and holistic solutions to better health and wellness through intentional living. Now, here's your host, Marsha Roopchand-Walker.
Welcome back. Thank you for joining me again on another episode today, on today's podcast. Today, I want to talk to you about clean eating. All right, so I want to share to you about clean eating. And so the question is cleaning the key to a longer and healthier life for longevity and better health? But before we get started, I'd like for you to go ahead and hit that like button, share, and subscribe. And of course, I always have a quote for you. And this quote is, "Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up," by Thomas A. Edison. So how many times has that happened? How many times has that happened to us where we were so close and ready to give up? And just at that moment, so many people do that, give up right before the success is about to happen. Right? And I always give the example on a pair of my favorite boots, right? And somehow I messed up the zipper, and I did not want to throw them away, and because it seemed like an easy, simple fix. So I was determined to fix this thing on my own. So yes, I could have taken it to the repair shop or whatever, but for some reason, it seemed like an easy fix to me. I wanted to do it, and so that's what I wanted to do. Make a long story short, I kept working on it, trying to fix it, and I could not get it to work. I could not get to fix this zipper. And just as I was about to give up, I said, you know what, just forget it. I'm not even going to do it anymore. But something told me make one more attempt. One more attempt. I don't know what it was. Something made me say take another attempt. And I fixed it. So I say all of that to say this. Sometimes we are so close to making something happen, but we give up. So the moral of the story is, don't give up. You only fail when you give up, right? Okay, so back to today's topic on clean eating. I want to talk to you about clean eating. All right, so what exactly is clean eating, right? What exactly is clean eating? So basically, it is a dietary approach that it involves consuming whole foods, unprocessed foods, while you minimize or simply avoid processed foods and refined foods, processed meats and refined sugars and things of that nature. So it stresses the consumption of having fruits and vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains, nuts, and seeds. Okay, and eliminating those added and refined sugars, artificial additives and preservatives, unhealthy fats. So the goal of clean eating, it aims to promote overall health and wellness by focusing on natural, nutrient-dense foods and avoiding those additives and preservatives that I mentioned, excessive salt, as well as sugar. Okay? All right. So there is evidence, right? There is evidence on this clean eating and its benefits. So there is data on that suggests that adapting a clean eating lifestyle, it can contribute to longer longevity and a healthier life. This is based on scientific data, right? And again, it includes all of those things that I mentioned. All right. And so this is what studies have shown, that it can lead to various health benefits, which I am going to go over with you right now. All right. So the first one is, you'll like this one, weight management. Okay. So weight management, it can help you with weight management. Clean eating tends to be lower in those calories and higher in nutrients, making it more effective. And it's a more of an effective approach to weight management and helps with obesity prevention. Now, I'll just tell you my story. When I was looking, it's very windy outside of I remember when I was wanted to give up because I love starch, right? I love carbs, and I still love carbs. Um, but I know I have to minimize my consumption of carbs. So for me, I didn't know I was doing a keto diet at that time. I didn't know. All I knew was that I didn't want to have so much carbs. I was trying to reduce it. Well, I was not looking to lose weight. Okay. I was not looking to lose weight. So what I did was I wanted to focus on having greens. I wasn't eating meat at the time either. I was eating greens, fish, and small amounts of protein, small amounts of carbs. All right. And what I noticed uh, at the end of 2 weeks, and I didn't even notice it until there was a photograph with my son and I looked at my face, and my face had slimmed down, and I noticed that I lost a lot of weight. And actually, I piggyback, I digress. What happened was, in addition to fasting, I was just looking to do cleaner eating, right? Being healthier. So, you know my story that I talked about, of the different things, health issues that I had prior, right? With bleeding, a vitamin D deficiency, right? So all of these things is what's led me to my journey today on health and wellness, right? And this is how I got started. So going back to what I was saying now, I didn't know that that's what I was doing. I didn't know I was doing like some type of keto diet. But what happened in the pictures, I noticed that I lost weight. And I ended up losing about a good 20 pounds. Okay, a good 20 pounds with that I lost maybe within a month or so, something like that. So I may have been losing maybe 5 pounds a week, something like that. All right. But I say all of that to say that clean eating, if you do it correctly, and if you minimize and have more protein and less carbs, you can have the benefit of losing some weight, right? You can have the benefit of losing some weight. All right. So that's the first one. The other one is it can help you with reducing the risk of chronic diseases, right? It has been linked to lower the risk of chronic diseases such as heart disease, diabetes, and certain types of cancer due to its high fiber content. And of course, the foods you're eating proper foods that are more organic, right? Because you're refraining from all those other things, the unprocessed foods. You're refraining from that. So having better quality of food is going to help you in the long run due to the antioxidants, as well as more nutrients that you get from whole foods. All right. And which also helps in promoting digestion. And so that is my next benefit that it has, with clean eating has. So it helps with improving digestion. So they're rich in dietary fiber and helps you to have regular bowel movements. Okay. Um, Another benefit of clean eating is to help with enhanced energy levels, right? So because it's nutrient dense, it provides sustained energy throughout the day and reducing energy crashes associated with sugar and processed foods. All right. So if you're going to do clean eating, my suggestion is, if you're going to have green tea, because again, green tea is great, full of antioxidants, It is good for you overall, a good thing to have at least daily, at least once a day, right? And the other thing is it does contain caffeine. So you may want to purchase the decaffeinated kind. Okay, you may want to purchase the decaffeinated kind during your clean eating, um, during your clean eating process. All right. And so also what clean eating does, it improves your mood. It can improve your mood as well as your mental health. Okay. Because studies are showing that clean eating patterns may have positive effects on mood and mental well-being, possibly due to the impact of the nutrition on brain health, right? Because when you are eating closer to real food, you're getting more of those nutrients, right? You're getting more of those nutrients. Okay, so you want to go as whole grain organic as possible, right? It may not be possible in every case, but you want to do that as much as possible. And clean eating is basically a lifestyle, right? Clean eating is something that you can do. Now, you may not want to do it every day, right? Because there are some restrictions. Now, for each person and their goals is going to be different. Let me just say that. For each person, it's going to be a little different, right? So for me, I decided to do a little bit more of a restriction, but I'm having second thoughts on that. All right, my restriction is a little. I'm in addition to getting rid of the rice, pasta, breads, gluten-free products. I don't want to do any meats, which I don't eat as much meat. I did go back to eating meat, you guys. I did go back to eating meat, but I don't eat pork. I don't eat beef. Those two things I don't eat. It's mainly chicken and turkey and sometimes fish. But I want to kind of go back to the no meat. I just want to challenge myself. I'm not a vegan. I was vegetarian, but right now I think I'm a flexitarian. Okay. So, but I want my own clean eating for myself will be a little different, right? So for each person, depending on what you are trying to accomplish, each person's different food choices are going to be a little different. All right. Because if you're someone who eat meat, it's going to be your version is going to be different than someone who eats who is a vegan, right? Because a vegan, they don't consume any meat at all. And that's why you find some vegans, they consume much more carbs, right? So it's going to be different. Each person's clean eating regimen is going to be different as far as food choices. But the end result is the same, is that you want to make sure that you are getting enough nutrients as possible, right? Because the body needs it. Okay.
Ladies, do you find yourself caught in the daily grind, juggling between the demands of your career and personal life? Do you dream of thriving both professionally and personally in 2024, but feel overwhelmed by the constant struggle? I understand the challenges you face, and that's why I'm thrilled to invite you to join the 5-day Radiant Soul Challenge. Picture this: a life where you have the secrets to not only survive, but thrive in both your career and personal space. The Radiant Soul Challenge is designed for women just like you, ready to break free from the chains of stress and achieve optimal health. Here's why you should be a part of this exclusive experience. Learn the secrets to thrive both professionally and personally in 2024. Discover actionable insights that will propel you towards success in your career while maintaining a fulfilling personal life. Create more work-life balance for better optimal health. Uncover strategies to strike the perfect balance between your personal aspirations and your well-being, ensuring that you're at the top of your game without sacrificing your health. Implement proven strategies for stress management and productivity skills. Say goodbye to stress overload. Acquire practical techniques that boost your productivity and keep stress at bay, empowering you to excel in your career with ease. Don't miss this chance to embark on a soulful journey. Join the 5-day Radiant Soul Challenge and redefine your path to success. Click the link below and secure your spot in the 5-day Radiant Soul Challenge now. Your thriving future awaits. Hope to see you there.
And so the next one is having a stronger immune system, right? So nutrient-dense foods supports the immune system, helping the body to defend it against infection and illnesses, right? So we want to have a stronger immune system, and we want to eat more foods that contain vitamin C, right? We want to have kiwi, different sorts of oranges, right? Things that have naturally the vitamin C in it, as well as other nutrients. I'm just using vitamin C as an example. And longevity, right? Longevity. Now, this one is interesting because clean eating, they're saying that it has been linked to an increased life expectancy and higher quality of life in old age. And the story is of the woman, and I have her name here. She was a French woman. Her name, I don't know if I'm saying her name correct. I don't know if it's Jenny or Jeannie, but Jeannie Louise Calment. She was a French woman, born February 21st, 1875, and lived till August 4th, 1997. This woman lived to be, now they're saying that she is the oldest verified human with a documented lifespan of 122 years and 164 days. All right. Her story, her life attracted media attention and medical studies of her on her health and her lifestyle. And one of the things that she consumed daily was cacao nibs. I believe she had was it a kilo a week or something like that? It was like a kilogram of cacao nibs every week. She consumed plenty of cacao nibs on a weekly basis. Right? She had that as well as consumed red wine. And the image of her here, she's actually smoking a cigarette. And she lived to be 122, okay? So I'm sure that her health choices had a lot to do with her living a longer life, all right? She consumed a glass of red wine daily, and she had a kilogram, I believe it was a kilogram of cacao nibs. So start having some cacao nibs, all right? If I go out today, I'm going to pick up some cacao nibs. All right. So to answer the question, is clean eating a healthier lifestyle? Is it the key to a longer and healthier life? In my opinion, I would say yes. In my opinion, I would say yes. Now, some people will say no, well, because of this and different information, and no. And my own personal experience of doing clean eating, right? Of eating clean foods, right? Healthy foods, and avoiding. And this is something that I've been doing. Now, do I every now and then for the most part, sometimes eat something that I know is maybe not so great for me, and I had it that one day and that was it, and I may not eat it again for another 6 months or so or more? Yes, right? So, but what I'm saying is, for the most part, the more you eat healthier foods, the more nutrients you are going to get, right? The more nutrients, remember, the many of the foods that we have now is not even real food, right? You guys know this already. It's not even real food. So all the nutrients and everything has already been stripped out of it. It's already loaded with a bunch of either added sugars, preservatives, so-called natural flavors that are not truly natural at all. So we have to find a way to get our nutrients from our food, because it is the nutrients that fuels the body. It is the nutrients that feeds the cells, right? And, in addition to that, in addition to the clean eating, that the mind and body is separate. I mean, is separate, is connected. It's not separate, is what I meant to say. So, that our thoughts can impact our health, right? So, experiencing mental health issues such as anxiety, depression, right? These things can impact our health. They can impact our health a great deal. So we want to make sure that we are mindful, right? And incorporating good habits, right? And so if you haven't seen the previous episode, check out the 10 habits of highly disciplined people, right? 10 habits of 10 success of highly disciplined people, right? That I did last week's episode. But you want to make sure that you are consuming healthier foods. And now, when I talk about cacao nibs, right? What are some great superfoods? Some cacao nibs, right? I'm adding that to my list, the cacao nibs, right? Sea moss, very nutrient dense, full of iron, right? Full of nutrients, manganese, magnesium, calcium, vitamin C, all of these things. You want to make sure you have nutrient dense foods. All right. So try having a sea moss smoothies, right? Blueberry sea moss smoothie, goji sea moss smoothie, right? A cacao nibs sea moss smoothie, right? Add a few cacao nibs in there. All right. So just don't be afraid to play with food, right? And so with anything you do, certain people have certain medical conditions where certain things they can't consume, or they only have a limited amount. And especially if you are on blood thinners, of course, you need to check with your doctor on some types of things, right? So, but I say this to answer the question, is clean eating the key to a long and healthier life? In my opinion, I would say yes. In my opinion, I'd say yes. And for each person, it will be different, right? The types of clean eating. Now, if you're gonna eat meat, you want to go with grass-fed beef. Grass-fed beef, right? Whole grain, open range, natural chickens that's open, free range in the garden, in the garden, out in the yard, not in the garden, in the yard, right? But that's people are having homesteads. They're building their homesteads, growing their own food, right? You can now they have tower gardens. You can grow your own food indoors. I had my guest Michelina that came on a few months ago and talked about the superfoods that they have with Juice Plus. It's real greens and fruits and vegetables. If you're not one that like to eat fruits and vegetables, now they have things in it's fresh greens that they powdered up and put it in a pill form. So you really don't have, I say the best way is the natural way of just consuming the fresh greens, right? Getting it out of the garden from the Whole Foods market, right? From the farmer's market, the fresh produce, right? And so we want to do that. We want to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves in addition to healthier practices of being mindful, right? And exercising. So I'm always going to talk about that. All right. I'm always going to talk about those things, but I wanted to cover that with you. So I had my notes here. I covered those 7 things. I believe it was 7 things here. I covered all of that the benefits of clean eating and what it does, right? And I do have a giveaway. If you're interested in getting the clean eating, if you want to get started on clean out eating, right? And depending on what you are looking for, just reach out to me on Instagram. I'm on Instagram. Reach out to me on Instagram. You can visit my website, or I'm mostly on Instagram, LinkedIn, things like that, Facebook. I'm not on Facebook that often, but I'm working on it, right? But if you want to start the new year right, if you want to reset, right, and do a whole reset and you're focused on whatever your goal is, right? It could be losing weight. It could be you just want to eat healthier. Maybe you want to quit smoking. You want to give up smoking. Whatever your New Year's resolution is for you, I want to make that possible. You should want to make that possible. Okay. You should want to make that possible. And so I'm working on having an upcoming challenge, right? Of the Radiant Soul Challenge. And I want to push you. I want to push you to really get real, really dive in, really, your goal is for you, whatever your goal is, to really make 2024 meaningful. And so I came up with a 5-day challenge, right? To not only help you with reducing stress management, right? Because I'm tongue-tied today, for professional women who's in the workplace, who is looking to reduce stress, right? Reduce stress and manage their time efficiently so that you can have more work-life balance, right? And so I came up with this Radiant Soul Challenge that I want to go 5 days. It's just 5 days, right? If you become a part of this challenge, we are going to dive into different techniques of strategies, and tools to help you with stress management, in addition to having a clean eating and healthier lifestyle, right? So if you're interested in that, hit me up. Hit me up on Messenger, on Facebook. Hit me up. I may have a link. I'm waiting for some things to be finalized on the back end, but I want this to be a year of some real health, prosperity, abundance, wellness, optimal health, optimal health. Let's get serious with what we want to do. Let's get serious with that. And for myself, I actually came up with a letter of commitment. And so you can do the same. The letter of commitment is the contract that you sign with yourself of your goals and what you're going to do to make those things possible in 2024. All right. So let's do it. Let's get healthy. Let's get better, being better, doing better. We're not looking for perfection. We're only looking to do better and be better, so that if we help ourselves, we can help others, right? We're no good to anyone if we're not even good to ourselves. All right. And so that is it for this episode. Hey, if you enjoyed this episode, hit that like button, share, and subscribe. All right. I appreciate your support. Until next time, bye for now.
If you are struggling with health issues like chronic pain, being held back by past traumas, or feeling overwhelmed and hopeless, please know there is hope. There is help. Transcendence, a woman's guide to healing and self-love for better health, happiness, and abundance, is a blueprint to help you get your life back and reclaim your health. Within its pages, you'll learn how to elevate your existence by shifting your mindset toward the positive, focusing your energy on what's really important, using gratitude to feel deep appreciation, changing your gene expression through epigenetics, building resilience, and living in a state of flow, feeling love overflow within. Go beyond an ordinary life. Transcend. Buy it now.
Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of Health Coach for Women with Marsha Roopchand-Walker. If you've enjoyed this episode, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. That helps others find the show, and we greatly appreciate it. Once again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next episode.